We have a very busy week ahead of us if you've seen a schedule, so I think we might want to just get straight into business as soon as possible. Come on. There we go. Now, I have installed a couple of Twitch integration mods, which should make it a bit more proper for how we're customizing our runs from here on out. Now, I haven't done too much testing with them, but hopefully nothing's on fire yet. Well, it's been a few seconds and I haven't exploded, so I think everything's good to go. Start with an acid potion and what I assume is a bomb. There we go. Sadly, our last run did not end particularly well, despite the fact that it was probably our best one so far. Ah, James, welcome back. Absolutely delighted to see you. I've been wanting to get back to Noita. I know that I've been sticking with the fighting games for the longest time. That might end up being the case, though. It's a very big month for fighting games whatsoever. I'll let you in on a little hint, even though it's not your area of concern. The Saturday might actually be the first instance of me playing fighting games with other VTubers, depending on how the scheduling plays out. Now I want that wand. How do we get it? Obviously, the most direct solution is the one that works. Hardly better than the one that we started with, but that is the smaller disc. Correct, that is the one less capable of hurting us. Now, the habit that I picked up in a lot of my offline runs has been trying to navigate to that emerald tablet near the lava lake as quickly as possible. Given that it gives us environmental kills from throwing it at people, that's a faster way for us to earn money at the start. So I'm going to beeline over there. Avoid the oil. Wonder how all that mess got there. Well, I said it was less capable of hurting us, but we've already gone back on that. What's this do? Ah, that is the Twitch mod. Well, it's a start. Present but feeling a little sickly. Well, please do sit back and relax, Broham. Hopefully it shouldn't be too much of an issue for you. Don't feel obligated to attend if you are not in the mindset to do so. But remember, if you go to Twitch, you'll be able to interact more with the stream. So far, still trying to look for a way to get that emerald tablet. Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know they had attacking animations. That's the first time I've seen it, personally. Not any easy way down or around there. Now, what I'd like to try to do is actually beat the game relatively soon, even if that is a bit of a daunting task. I'd like to give myself the challenge of beating it relatively unmodded at first. What we're doing with the Twitch integration is a little bit of a quality of life bonus. One of the big differences here is not being able to vote on things while I'm inside of a holy mountain. Which should be... Oh, right, we still have to configure them after the game has already started. Enabled mods have no stream settings. There we go. I'd vote couch during voting. No. Play sound. Voting settings. And we still have a few of them. Alright, we have those ones actually removed from the rotation. You think you'll be part of the YouTube chat today? You know, I think it might actually be good to have a return to a more default form, especially after the chaos. That was the last run. Something a bit more standardized, even though I'm already at 1 HP. Par for the course. And with only 138 gold. Might as well. We have the acid potion, which is rare, so might as well get to using it. Firstly, get all of that out of here. Wow, that is a surprisingly accurate weapon. Might be a new favorite of mine if I could make it stop hurting me in the process. Oh, come on. There we go. That will take a while to burn through, so we'll go elsewhere and see if we can find something else to do. Now, I have had some very successful runs in the off time between streams. Biggest of which, I actually found a lightning bolt wand immediately, as well as probably the best selection of starting perks I've ever come across. Had explosion immunity, electric immunity, the perk lottery, as well. Oh, what's that wand up there? As well as stainless armor and the constant shield. That one, however, came to a very unfortunate end once I discovered, well, there's those guys in the fungal caverns that swap places with you every time you shoot them. That ended up killing me. A spell has been locked to one of your wands. Well, I guess we'll be doing RNG for the run modifiers this time. What a lucky little gold nugget. Showed us exactly what we needed to see. What does that mean? Well, I have no idea which one of those is locked, so we'll have to discover that later. Well, tried to jet out of the way, but there's a tiny little ledge there. Alright, let's hope for better results this time. That was just a warm-up. That was our first warm-up for the day. Oh, that's weird. What's the gold doing at the start here? Bomb, spark bolt, and water potion. As standard of a start as we usually get. So we have made the unfortunate discovery involving those teleporter guys, which at least has given me some valuable information for our runs on this channel. Every death we have something new to learn so that we do not repeat our previous mistakes. Ooh. I kinda wanna save fighting those spiders for after we picked up the tablet. One of the easiest ways for us to make a large sum of money on the first floor. So this is going to be our speedrun route anytime we can get away with it. That reminds me, I was messing around with the weird fungus in the fungal caverns, and discovered something weird going on after you eat enough fungus, but I don't really know exactly how to manipulate it. Dive right in, the blood will prevent us from catching on fire. Now that we have our spider squishing tablet, we're free to go back. Straight down, parallel with gravity, is generally going to be best for making sure our throwing arcs hit. And now, Alley-oop. Why are they everywhere? It's like Australia in here with all these spiders. Hopefully you have something useful, and you do not. But an exceptionally low delay and recharge time brings us great benefit if we happen to come across a drill. Hey, the RNG saved us. First time you ate a lot of fungus, it turned water into flummoxium. It's the worst. I'd imagine. It turned a lot of things into hastium for me, so I don't really know what the exact mechanics are. It's changed the potions that I had on me, so I imagine it has something to do with possibly your potions. Maybe. I previously mixed a lot of levitatium and acceleration to give myself an emergency supply. It's changed all the I don't remember what liquid was in there beforehand, but it changed just about every liquid in the fungal caverns to more hastium. No, Xander on fire. That's going to be a regular occurrence. This is Noita. It's also why some sort of fire immunity is one of our top priorities. Well, if you're gonna do that yourself, I won't stop you. What a world it would be if spiders squished themselves on your tablets. $307 gold. A lot more than what we should have at the time. Although I think this tactic becomes rapidly obsolete once we have a more capable wand in our hands. As easy as it is to throw this tablet, we want to make sure we kill our enemies as quickly as possible on the later floors, just to make sure that, well, we preserve as much health as possible. Not surprised I got good RNG with hastium. So it is an RNG mechanic. I would have preferred ambrosia myself. Would have allowed me to cruise through there mostly unharmed. I'm gonna need that back. Ow. Come on, why don't you attack each other? You'd think someone with a shotgun would be equipped specifically to handle a mess of spiders. Everything is trying to kill you, and everything is best friends down here. I bet even the frogs and the spiders are best buddies. Yeah, Broham, so far it seems to have been positive RNG for the most part during these streams. Although there could be some sort of bias on that part. Usually, whenever you're recalling a lot of experiences, for one, I know you've played a lot of this game. Or two, people tend to bias themselves towards negative experiences when remembering things. I might not have had too much better RNG than you have. Yep, welcome to Noita. No explanation given. But the point being, I might not have had too much better RNG than you. You're mostly only going to bias yourself towards remembering your best and your worst runs, which, in the case of a roguelike, there's going to be more of the bad runs than there are of the good ones. The decisively average experiences are not going to be remembered very well. Did I just block that with the tablet? That was badass. Can't aim for that barrel. Thought I was a dead man with those deer. They're not violent, are they? I'd imagine not. Even Noita wouldn't be as absurd as to make deer carnivores. Oh, I did block it. More damned spiders. Alright, I think we can definitely try to slow things down and take it a bit more seriously. Give ourselves a good soak before we jump in there. Miss it because of those little ledges. The ground isn't particularly cooperative with us. The deer explode. Well, that explains it. Funny that they exploded everywhere but on my face. Alright, I take it back. Maybe I am one lucky son of a gun. Ooh. Looks like there's a way in there from below. Any lanterns we could kick in there? I'd like to preserve my bombs as much as possible. There's one we could kick there from below, so now we need to find our way down there. And here we go. The last few streams have been remarkably successful. Well, for one, this is primarily so far a fighting game channel. I did start with Guilty Gear, after all. Given that we have both Nicktoon Smash and Melty Blood releasing this month, that gives me an excellent start. Pheromone Potion. Come on, get over here. I've also taken to trying to advertise myself a little bit more. At least with starting on advertising on Reddit whenever the Guilty Gear streams go live. Emerald tablets are immune to acid. Uh-oh. Huh, and no harm done. So what I've noticed recently is, generally it's mostly a case of making sure I'm actually seen. When people actually show up for any content, they tend to stay. So I am doing well for myself. It's just the algorithms are not yet recognizing my genius. Swap those around. Now the success curve should be exponential, so it's only going to get easier as time goes on. Probably should have poured water in there first. Go ahead and give it a few shots, since I know that causes it to blend quicker. And our potion is full once more. 700 gold, we should be doing a lot better this time. Oh boy. There we go. Just don't have any gamer moments. Well, I'm sure from even our worst instances that you've seen so far, I'm not a particularly violent gamer. My mannerisms tend to stay remarkably calm in even the worst situations. Something I pride myself on. As amusing as Rage compilations are, I'm not really much of an angry gamer. As much of a contradiction in terms as that is. We all know gamers by definition are boiling balls of rage. There's bound to be plenty that opens up when I set that on fire, so... Uh-oh. Come over here where I can see you. Or see you. You know, against those guys we should definitely use the tablet a lot less. By the way, I'm blocking the vote again, of course. Let me just wiggle my face. Over here. I didn't know you were moving to Twitch. Alright. We'll be more responsible. After all, every minute we waste towards a dying run is, well, a minute wasted. That run wasn't looking particularly promising either. No unique pickups to be found at the start, only a good selection of gold, which we tableted ourselves into. Regular ducks. I'm going to doubt that those ducks are regular, knowing this game's capacity to lie to you. Now against our shotgun and our flying slime boys, I'm gonna try to stick to the regular projectiles. Pheromone and polymorphine. I'm not sure how much use we have of the polymorphine itself. I might try to get rid of it. Firebolt. It's a small improvement. But we have a few extra sources of fire now. These guys are a lot less harmful. Or so I said. Alright, we might just stick to squishing spiders with that. From here on out, nothing but responsible, Xander. It's funny, Noita is the least popular content on my channel for the time being. While Dead Cells technically was less popular. Although the largest raid, and technically the largest audience I've had at any one time, was playing Noita on Twitch. I was the recipient of my so far only raid then. Now I'm going to make sure those ducks don't do anything fishy. I don't know what you're trying to pull here, Broham, but I won't have it. Ow, you fiend. And now you got slime everywhere. Gently pick that up. How can Noita be less popular? Well, for one, if I wanted to stream this game in its prime, it would have been, well, earlier before I started streaming, or last year when it was first having its 1.0 release. I imagine on average there's far less people looking for Noita content right now, judging by the relative audience sizes that I'd find on, say, Reddit or in most of the other streaming channels. Looks to be about 1/3 of the audience size of, say, Guilty Gear, which is currently the most successful content here. Fighting games are niche, yes, but roguelikes might even be more niche. Funny enough, I did see a point made by a video essayist recently about how similar they are in nature. They're both games that sort of throw you to the wolves from the beginning. And the joy you find from playing the games comes from being able to overcome such insurmountable obstacles. In the case with roguelikes, it's slowly amassing knowledge of how the mechanics of the game function. So that on your future runs, you're actually a lot more capable of holding your own. Here in Noita, we understand what sort of enemies we can run into, as well as a number of the central mechanics, as well as, say, alchemy recipes. In fighting games, it's similar. You understand more of the matchups, how to do certain combos, and just generally have a lot more game experience. Should be enough blood down there to fix myself from being lit on fire. Just a heads up, beware of liquid in 30 seconds if thunderstones is what you think it is. Probably those, electric rocks, I'd imagine. Ukoskivi, or whatever it's called. Which would be useful. Would prevent us from taking damage from those. Exactly. I don't think we're gonna need this pheromone potion. So I'll gently set that down right there. Now we have a source of electricity immunity. We electrified this platform, or maybe that was a case of getting... No, I think that was the platform here. Yeah, solved a puzzle on accident. In the future, I guess we'll try to grab some electricity for that little room. Great explanation. Thank you, Kayla. In fact, I've actually recently taken some reconsideration. Given how much I've enjoyed this game, I've been thinking. Those who have attended the Rivals of Aether streams, which I believe should be all three of you that are in here right now, you would know that I've been talking about potentially trying to get into some sort of game dev. Which, when that comes to fruition, will definitely be mostly fighting game based, but I might try to integrate it with some other game types just to make it stand out a bit more. What I have been thinking, especially with the Dead Cells and Noita content being so engaging, maybe try my hand at developing a roguelike fighting game. Something similar in sort of an adventure to this, except you'd actually have, say, different attacks that you'd learn as you go along. Be able to build a moveset out of that. Boom. I'm going to find myself someplace allegedly a lot safer than this. If it's explosions, water should dampen that quite a bit. But that would be an interesting set of mechanics, is if you took some typical fighting game attacks and allowed you to, say, learn different modifiers and such. Maybe pick up a projectile attack, you know, the typical Hadouken fireball, and then having ways to modify that. Would make for a very creative game opportunity. What's that? More electric rocks, but it looks like there should have been a wand here. And another useless air blower. it does sound awesome, but it would be quite the development undertaking. So, don't expect any word on that for a while. Alright, what's going to explode? Everything around me, apparently. Huh. Let's, avoid trying to do that again. Also, we picked up some levitation here, it seems. Wonder if I could actually get some of that bottled. Just pour it all out in here. Which, given that they separate with levitation on top, should make it a lot easier to bottle as much of it as we can. So it's now more levitation than water. There. Now I know it's a little bit of a silly thing to focus on so much during the start, but if we have a way to get ourselves up to that floating island where we have the Orb of Knowledge, as well as another Emerald Tablet, that always sets us off for a very good start to our runs, given the extra max health on top of... how do I get out of here? Extra max health on top of the extra little bit of gold we get from depositing our tablets there. Yeah, we survived the explosion at least. And there's still more electric rocks to be found everywhere. That should be enough to get us up there. Now, as long as we don't walk along the ground, we should be able to float up a lot easier. Like so. Don't need this anymore. And now... Last vote. Can't sit up anymore. Well, I hope you do get better soon, Broham. I know this is one of your favorite games to see, and I would hope that you feel better enough to attend at a later date. I'd very much like to keep playing this game, especially given our recent successes. Going to go running into that desert to make sure we can get that other Orb of True Knowledge. We do not have the best of digging implements, so as it stands... that can push me back. So there is that one other orb that's on the other side of that lava lake. We can't do anything with there yet either. So, a long, gentle, and quiet walk all the way over into the desert. Just because I'm trying to focus on making ourselves as capable as possible. The investment of about 5 minutes here should guarantee us a lot better success in the future. As well, we get one more tablet to go whack people with. You'll also notice the viewer counts for Noita basically never fluctuate. No one's looking for this game, so mostly I'm playing it just to have a moment to relax, get some more stream time under my belt. Maybe if I streamed at later hours, the roguelike players would come out of the woodwork. Dead Cells was even less popular. Although if I remember, James, I believe you discovered the stream through Noita, right? I think that was when I first saw you. Oh, we can mouse over and see what all these options do. Huh. Looks like all of those are positive outcomes for us. Wonderful. Anytime we have a chance to come up on the top side of the mountain, we're going to pick this. Just because that extra 50 points of health we have between the floating island and the pyramid here, well, that's just going to have extra mileage for every single floor afterwards, right? We get a full health restore every single time we get into a holy mountain. Correct. How did you happen across James? Were you just spontaneously recommended? I have noticed you've made a couple remarks that seem to indicate a bit more knowledge about Noita than initially you might let on, so I'd imagine you were looking for Noita-specific content, and I happened to be streaming at the time. Or perhaps your homepage was splashed with my beautiful face. We haven't looked at our improvements yet. Decent stats all around. That one's still a very poor choice of wand. Both of our starter wands, pretty much. This one might suffice us for a while. That looks roughly equivalent to a wand we'd find in the snowy depths, perhaps. Looking for Noita or Terraria stuff. I've been thinking about doing Terraria. Might actually want to save that one for a collab, though. This is a very Terraria-esque game, and so far I haven't ever actually beaten Terraria. All projectiles eat up the ground for a time. Hold on. Oh, well, that's hardly gonna get us anywhere. I also don't think that gets us through any dense rocks, so no chance to get our lava lake orb for now. Once we acquire some better digging implementations, that'll work. I might try to see if there's one or a few other VTubers I can try to collaborate with for a Terraria stream sometime. I know Terraria is always popular, but those kinds of games I don't enjoy playing alone, really. Sort of a tedious experience. Roguelikes, with their much higher difficulty, are a lot more engaging, but games such as Minecraft or Terraria I find a little lonely without anyone else. I haven't played Minecraft solo in a long time. Got back up to spread the good word of Terraria. Well, don't hurt yourself, please. Your health is my first concern. Well, technically it would be mine, but that goes without saying. Also the reason why I'm so fixated on those orbs. Back to bed. Alright. I hope you feel better, Broham. I'm not doing so hot today myself. I'm not sure how audible it is, but I'm definitely tired that it feels like the voice acting is lagging behind a little bit. Only a little bit. Wonder what we can do with that. That's our first answer. No chance we're getting that gold, it looks like. Oh wait, we have a fire immunity rock right here. So we can jump into the flames anytime. Great. Squish. And another squish. Or miss. So yeah, I do want to do Terraria at some point. Uh-oh. Well, we're dead. Officially. I think now is just the most responsible time to beeline straight to a holy mountain. No ifs, ands, or buts. Now, hopefully we have a good selection out of what's here. Ooh. Always cast reduce recharge time. Though for such a high recharge time initially, that's not the best of ideas. Always casts acid trail. Look at our selection of perks first. Now, I know perk lottery is just generally the best one to pick. So, we're going to make sure we have that investment up front. Looks like a lucky run so far. Shuffle wand. This one, we're picking up just to make sure that we have some way to carve our way through all this terrain. Oh, no, I want that back. That's a non-shuffling wand, and it has a very high number of spells per cast. Between all the reduced stats it offers, that's probably just a better combat wand regardless. I think we'll abandon this one for now. Make sure that's set to number 1, and our dangerous wand is set to number 4. I'd also like to make sure that it has light effect attached to it. That will do a lot of damage at least. We shouldn't have any votes or things happening. Auto hide config button, close menu and hide. Okay, here's where we have to... Here's what we're looking for. Pause in Holy Mountain, there we go. And pause in Boss Arena. Oh, would you look at that? We can actually move the votes to the other side now, which I know it's a customary standard to have the streamer on the right side of your screen. Oh boy. I think all of these are incredibly dangerous, so who knows. We also have a lot of extra Twitch integration here, which I might be messing with in the future. Well, I'd allow for the perk vote, but we don't have enough people here on the Twitch chat, so... Enable a screen counter that counts your deaths. Alright. I think that's a good set for now. Summon Fiery Homunculus. But he's a friend. No, it's a teleport bolt. Swap that over there. Just so we have the extra storage. I think that's a wonderful enough selection for us so far. Going to throw the light on there. Maybe move those off. That way, we'll always have a shotgun to light up the area around us. Now, here's a little trick for you. Since we don't immediately want to get ourselves burning through everything with acid, I'm gonna try a little trick here. If you teleport yourself to the other side of that trigger, you're not going to ruin your holy mountain there. There's a trigger that occurs every time you pass over that little corner. Ooh. Now that's a good-looking wand. Given that that's a lot more straightforward and directed, it pains me, but we might be able to replace this wand. I like that one. This one we can use for emergency burst damage, but this one could be a regular attacking wand for us. What we want is a digging implementation that does not rely on acid trail. Because that one, for the most part, will only dig downwards. It will be an excellent way to get into our future holy mountains, though. We have ourselves a wonderful set of equipment so far. Snipe that guy before he becomes a problem for us, but the rats should be easy enough. That's lava, so we do not have immunity to that if we're using fire. So far, so good. At least those guys glow in the dark. Uh-oh. As long as there's no lava there either. So it looks like toxic sludge and lava combine into toxic gas, which does hurt regardless. Oil trail, huh? Shotgun's probably lethal then. Like so. Oil and poison, I imagine, don't have much interaction. Toxic sludge also does not appear to be flammable. Uh-oh. Good, we did kill the big guy. And we have ourselves another smorgasbord wand to steal from. Nothing too useful on here, though. Missiles are good. We might come back for that one later. Quite a bit later. Alright, and we haven't even taken any damage yet, so we're off to a wonderful start here in the coal pits. Might be able to have ourselves a much better run. This is where our acid wand comes into play. Pour in a little bit of water, hopefully. There we go. So we're going to have to get a little creative here. Where are you all spawning from? There's not a Cthulhu mom up there, is there? I'd hope that's the last of them. I hate those little buggers. Ah, we do have a room, oh, well, we don't even need to dig ourselves in there now. Not a particularly comparable wand. I think we can skip that one. Now we do have an entrance into the fungal caverns here now. Potentially very scary for us. That's all toxic sludge, right? Yeah, there we go. I didn't even see what effect we rolled. A little bit of damage from the toxic, but... Uh-oh. Some of those are friends, apparently. Not at all what I expected. So we do need to be careful against those guys that swap our positions with the teleport, but we shouldn't be able to hurt ourselves with this projectile. So we might be safe against them. Grab as much gold as we can. I hate those little green guys. The ones that have the 3 eyes on them. Invisibilium potion. Uh-oh. Well, meet the wand incontinence. Not that that's going to cause any harm for us. What are robots doing in the fungal caverns? That makes no sense. Go away, I hate you. I hate you. Those guys are so hard to hit. And the fungus keeps growing. I wonder if we have a better weapon against that guy. Well, now would be a time to use it. And it doesn't interact with the water at all. That's dangerous. There we go. Or it interacts with the water slowly, it appears. Ice. What's on that little pedestal? Nothing, it looks like. We'll be immune to fire so long as we're holding this thing. I hate those things. I hate them so much. Problem solved. Ooh, and a lot of gold to go with it. We're already back up to where we were before we hit that first holy mountain, so... what am I even in here for? Allegedly, there should be an interesting selection of wands to be found in here. One for one. That just basically puts us where we were before, right? No way I'm getting that gold, it looks like. Where else can we go? Now that, I think, is the guy I have to look out for. Or he's just going to teleport me everywhere. Doesn't look like we're too far off. Oh, that's a big fella. Oh, they home in on you. That's disgusting. He also brought himself a slime wand, it looks like. What does this little gadget do? Ah! Nice effects for us to steal. For now, we can probably do without the teleportation, right? We can come back for that later. We do still have an alternative way to get ourselves through, those holy mountains with our acid wand. Also looks like all the projectiles are slowing down pretty quickly. Useless. Wow, very useless. Especially after the weakened wand's effect, so... all of these we're mostly going to be looking for spell components now. Equally unimpressive, Flamoxium Lava. There we go. acid plus toxic rock equals no more toxic rock. Oh, what else? If we can get a shot lined up going through there. Ah, that's not gonna cut through there. Not very well, at least. Oh, no you don't. Look at that, he dodged being on fire. How do you dodge being on fire? Makes no sense whatsoever. Snow plus weird fungus plus fungal soil pouch. It would be interesting having a pouch to carry with us. Get away from me! Hate them. Roll 2 random events. Healing ghosts, good. Randomized wands. Well, that's gotta be fun. Is it number 2? Come on. Spells per cast 3. Which one of you has been changed? Looks like it's this one. It's now 2 spells cast per shot. So instead of firing all 4 in quick succession, it does 2 bursts of 2. That's a little different. Hate you so much. Hate you all so much. There we go. No sweat. Oh, would you look at that? We might actually need that teleport wand now that I think about it. We'll swap out this bad boy for a moment. And I think we might want to start getting our way towards that next holy mountain now. And I know just how we're getting in. Where'd all that slime come from? Oh. You see, it's not even affecting the metal there where we were standing, so please explain that one. There it is. Occasionally. And it does that much damage that quickly. I'll be honest with you, I'm liking this game a lot less and less the longer I play it. So much for that run. I'm going to take a quick bathroom break and I'll be right back. And he returns. Everything seems shipshape and ready to go, once more. What happened? We got Noita'd. That's what happened. What happened there was that steel that was adjacent to us. That was being electrified, so even though we were barely touching it, it apparently did a good 160 points of damage right then and there. Which, well, just decided to spontaneously kill us. I don't know why the Noita is so weak to electricity. Shouldn't be able to absolutely vaporize you so soon. It's a little atrocious. Alright, you know the drill. We need that tablet. Get this party started. I hate these guys too. They're always just bleeding toxic sludge everywhere. Go ahead and pick that up real quick. And suffer for it. As it is with all roguelikes, we're going to have good runs and we're going to have bad runs. Noita in particular is extremely unforgiving. So we'll have a lot more deaths just like that in the future. Excellent. Your projectiles leave a trail of poison. Is that the green stuff, or...? It's the purple stuff, which is worse. Far worse. That stuff doesn't just get diluted away so easily. Which means it might be healthiest for us to switch to the tablet for now. And miss. I got you up. Ah! Okay, never mind that. Goodness gracious, we are in trouble. We'll come back for that. Emerald isn't flammable. Now if I remember... Oh. Well, at least that wasn't where it would have been so horrible for us. Polymorphine plus toxic sludge creates chaotic polymorphine, which is different. You know what? Why not see if we can anger the gods so soon? Especially with this turning out to be such a horrible run so far. There's no way it could get worse. Treasure chest. Or mimic, most likely. What I'm looking for is a worm. And somehow dying. Oh, that's nice. I like that one. There we go. That's not digging through the holy mountain. Not leaving a hole behind, at least. Well, that's hardly useful. We'll come back to that. This game is so weird. This game is so weird. Uh-oh. Well, that's our ticket into the Holy Mountain, at least. Where's that boy? I want to direct him. This is such a weird game. Oh, there he is. Yeah, have fun down there. Not up here. Looks like that's where he spawned. So he might go about getting into that holy mountain soon enough. We let him. As well, he'll make this place a lot easier to navigate. Funny how sometimes they drop the gold in their own corpses and you gotta go pick it up like that. Like there. This better be a good one. That's a step up. This game better throw me a bone after all that nonsense. What did I expect? There's not even any water around to fix that. And I know Polymorph definitely wouldn't have had a good result there, so... We'll just be behind for a bit. We still have a wonderful supply of gold, and at least some decent wands so far. Unstable crystal or magic missile. Break that open. And wait for that to resolve itself. Wow, that worm really went to town. Now, hopefully this has something like always cast black hole on it, right? No. Just another silly little bomb wand. Oh, well that works. And it's over. And then this is why I carry this tablet around. So much for the healing. Got up to use bathroom, noticed I'm on a new run, so went back and VOD to see why, yeah. Electric is BS. Love this game, but electric is too powerful. Guess that makes electric immunity a higher priority on our lists in the future. That's going to be better than this little crystal wand. Ooh. And that one's generally better than the starter wand in perceivably every way. Although I think you can hurt yourselves with arrows. The arrows at least do a lot better damage than spark bolts. And generally don't consume enough mana to be a problem. You like that throw? That was a nice throw. And this... hopefully. No, I don't want the formation, I want the tablet. Warp cast. I'll pick that one up. Makes a spell immediately jump a long distance stopped by walls. I think if we pair that with a number of our circle of or cloud sort of spells, we'll find a use for it. You feeling any better, Broham? Marginally, I'd hope. We're on low enough health that we might want to start trying to find a way out. No more goodies. Not another wand? Not another health pickup. I'd like to try sandboxing this game a lot more once we have... Oh, look at that. Great. There we go. I don't think we'll need the polymorphine anymore. Let's just get rid of that mess. Oh boy. We're screwed, aren't we? No, it looks like we're okay. For now. I'm trying to get rid of it, thank you. I don't know why it's pouring on me. Pouring far and away. And it's still pouring straight on me. There we go. Get ourselves a much more useful potion instead. Doesn't look like there's any secrets at the base there. But with our newfound collection of barrels, it's worth a look. Or we could just head down here. I'm about to do something very foolish. Heck no, TMI, but that break was to, throw up. Anyway, there's a neat mod that lets you go into a lab to speak and build wands. Pretty much a learning spot with a DPS thing. I'd very much like to handle that after maybe a first win, just so we have a better perspective on what sort of stuff we can start expecting. This is gonna be fun. What is that? Where'd Steve come from? Why is Steve here? Was that an event? Yeah, I'm going to wait on experimenting like that until I have a better perspective on what goes on in this game. It would be nice to spend some time to sit around and sandbox, though. Chaotic polymorphine is why Steve was there, and it chose Steve, of all things. Better than Steven, I guess. I'm not dealing with you. And I missed. That run was horrible anyway. Alright, I guess this is the stream where Xander loses his cool. Run it back. We might be getting a bit too greedy on our streams, but at the same time, if you don't have a good start, you're not really gonna have a good rest of the run. That is an excellent start. Still absolutely love this game. Well, you just wait until we find more stuff to experiment with. I've gotten some very wonderful results off stream. In fact, maybe I should have streamed those nights as well, but it's nice to have days where I'm not having to focus on the character. Sometimes you just need days to sit back and forget about existing for a few hours. Because Noita definitely makes me forget I exist. You're kidding me. Get rid of that nonsense. We don't need no swamp potions. Actually, I'll just do that for if we ever come back later. But from your point of view, all my runs are good. Well, I do have a little bit of help from the class giving me a couple of good modifiers. At least that's how it was on the runs beforehand. Nah, I'm not buying it. I'm not buying that I have such a lucky bias on this game. You haven't seen the horrible runs that I've had off stream. Okay. Does that do anything? Congratulations. Oh, everyone's projectiles are now ducks. Well, in the past, people have called me a quack. What we need is a bit of water. If I can just end tonight's stream on a much better run, I'd be happy. Brass plus coal plus grass pouch. You haven't seen the great runs I've had either. I've had about 2. There was that one that I mentioned. I had, so far, the absolute best selection of perks I've ever seen. That includes... uh-oh. The stainless armor, the shield, electric immunity, and explosive immunity. Very wonderful selection. In fact, I'm tempted to just run a seed modifier, which allows me to pick that one again. I'd like to do that one on stream. Just because it was so successful. There's also a lightning bolt wand, found really, really early in that run, which you should know how happy that made me. Wrong pouch. Where did that... oh, there it is. Swap those around so we can keep that tablet handy. We're going bowling for spiders. Damn it. He had a really good one and on stream from Polly. Yeah, that was the big run that we were doing. Polymorph being the biggest run killer of all, I'd imagine. Wow, 2 pouches. Alright, spoil me, Broham. Are pouches particularly useful? I know that's the only way we can pick up powders, but I don't know exactly how useful powders are to us overall. Celebrate where you can. I agree. You don't use them, but they can be. I don't know what useful substances we're coming across. What was that? Chaotic polymorphine. No, thank you. Finally, a wand. Well, if pouches aren't useful, then... I don't know what brass does for us. Probably nothing useful. Hey, buddy. You look thirsty. Would you like a drink? Don't let yourself get cornered. Only if you're trying to make 2 rare potions and those are random. I remember you mentioning that one. Couple of potions that are randomized depending on the seed. No real way to figure that one out then. Finally. Now, what do we have here? That is a much better start. Finally. Now, if we could get infinite spells... We are now an official mage, equipped with a fireball. Almost. Now, let's hope we can have a much better run sometime tonight. Ah! We are looking a lot more hopeful now. What's that? Looks like the fire rock up there. So close to the entrance and we missed it. Worst part about those potions is unless you randomly get lucky and learn their mixtures early, they're no use to you deep in a run, since you are most likely rich and powerful already. That's disappointing. Great. Ah, no worries. I understood what you meant. Guess no lanterns get to stay up around us now. Oh, that pushes them away too. I suppose that's marginally useful. I hit the throw button, damn it. The bed beckons. Good luck. Still watching, just can't type. I wish you the best of health, Broham. Please get well soon. That's in order. Now, even further, that's your homework, is to get better. How am I getting up there? There's an answer. Doesn't look like there's much useful up here, even though there's the steel there. Lava pit. Hopefully that one doesn't roll. I miss my death ray. That was the most fun I've had in a long time. Now if we can roll bouncy spells in Limnistril again, I think we'll be set. And nothing going on up here. Well, we have a fireball wand, which makes a lot of our combat easier, so we should have plenty of room to explore up top for a little bit. And it's not doing nearly the damage I need it to. Those fireballs are awfully slow. It's about to explode, isn't it? Or not. And we fixed it. Now barrels should go unexploded in our proximity. Yeah, I don't think I've seen those view numbers fluctuate whatsoever. This is one of my favorite games to stream, but no one shows up for it. Might have some better... I think now, let's take a moment and fix this game. Alright, we'll start scrolling through here and get rid of the things that are going to murder us so quickly. Barrel rain is possibly useful. Black holes is probably a bad idea. Yep, the random vote gave us lava. No more deer apocalypse. Earthquake, I think, might be reactable. We'll leave that out for now. Yep, welcome to Noita. That one screwed us over before, didn't it? I think that one, just because it has the chance to happen here in the mines, is our worst issue. Probably going to stay away from fighting games for a while. Welcome, Blaze Warrior. Glad to see you. What's going on with fighting games for you? Type awful. I think that's a very, very bad idea. Invert controls. Invisible enemies. Lava pit, lava trail, dangerous. Legos. I think that one also might be just a lot more destructive of an effect. We're gonna make this a bit more of a healthier game for us. It's a roguelike, Kayla. A lot of those games are going to be functionally similar to this. Roguelikes, by their nature, are, well, very unstable and unpredictable. I have streamed Dead Cells a little bit before, but that has a lot more normalization to make it work. Sea of Lava? No. Spicy ducks. I think that might be a lot better for us. While we're at it, let's remove weakened and improved ones. Nearby materials transmute an acid for some time. Let's turn that off as well. And improve one, so we'd have less of a crutch. Open up those settings. That one sounds dangerous. And start a new game while we're at it, since we had to revise those settings. Blaze Warrior, feel depressed because you just know that people don't get better at things in one day. Feel like you'll never be good at anything. You know, I've had a similar perspective to that recently. Streaming's actually done wonders for my self-confidence, given how welcoming a lot of my viewers have been. I'll reiterate the advice I gave last time, just try to find something difficult and focus on it. You said you were going to drop fighting games, so maybe look for something else to pick up. Spicy ducks. I have no idea what that is, but it sounds fun, so I'm going to let that happen. There's something in there about holy explosives, which I know could only end poorly. So we're not going to do that one. There's a lot of things you could comfortably occupy yourself with, Blaze Warrior. A lot of things that are free and available as well. And a number of things you could definitely measure your progress with a lot slower. One thing I'm looking into picking up, which I have tried a bit before but never really stuck to. Blender is free. If you're interested, you could try your hand at 3D modeling. That's a bit more of a patient skill to learn than drawing, and it's a lot harder to hate yourself with it because it's a lot easier to correct your mistakes. As opposed to drawing, I've had a lot of self-anger moments with that. Also, 2D drawing is far less accessible than 3D modeling, funny enough. If you want to make the optimal usage of it, you usually have to have a drawing tablet of sorts. 3D modeling on the computer is something you can do with just a mouse. Using Blender as we speak. Wonderful to hear, James. Very interested to see what you come up with. I might try picking up Blender sometime soon. Totally regular ducks. Those are not regular ducks. Those are freaky fleshy spider ducks. Slime potion. I hope those ducks aren't trying to murder us. Oh, please stay out of here. I'm not going to try to get an explanation on that one. Those are some very totally normal ducks, huh? But I understand fighting games seeming difficult for you, Blaze Warrior. It's, well, one of the more difficult things to practice, and especially if you're out in the countryside, you don't have anyone else to measure yourself against. There are a lot of solo skills you can work on by yourself, but I guarantee you it does, as you said, take time. But I promise you that the whole I'm never going to be good at anything is the depression talking more than anything else. Because I guarantee you I have been there. As blunt as it is to say, sometimes the best way to handle those issues is really just shut up and get to work. As impolite as it is for me to say that. That's how I've handled my streaming on a number of bad days. So far, I don't think I've had yet to cancel a stream. There were a few that I interrupted prematurely, and that was due to some less than pleasant networking issues going on with Guilty Gear. Lost my temper once, and I don't think that's going to be happening again because I've managed to get a much better grasp on it after about, it's been 3.5 months of doing this so far. It's going to take forever to focus on it, but you will get better. And that's what I've mentioned on the Halo stream previously. One of the most wonderful feelings in the world is once you actually finally start doing something you're proud of. And it's going to take a while to get to that point. But reaching a level of competency in any skill at all, one of the most wonderful and heartwarming feelings you can have. I've been practicing the voice acting since, say, November or December. And it hasn't been exactly perfect. But I have had my ups and downs, and overall, even if today, in my opinion, feels like a bad day for the voice acting, I've had plenty of people come in here and compliment it, so it's very heartwarming hearing the positive reception for something I'm still not entirely that confident in. Swear to God, I said spicy ducks at some point. The best advice you have gotten from anybody at any age has been tackling on something that was hard so that you could measure the progress you made. You're trying to quote me, aren't you? Don't overshoot me that much. It'll all go to my head. You've been trying to voice act. Wonderful! It usually helps to have some measure to record yourself, though. If you have a decent quality mic or someone to listen to. If you have anyone you know that might have theater experience, usually the best way to learn is to get advice from someone who knows it a bit better. Would you cut that out? I'm not gonna die again so soon. Not nearly the gold we need from those spiders, but, you know, I think we might start trying to just beeline it to the next room. Especially given our lukewarm success with trying to extract everything possible from the mines so far. We've only even gotten down to the coal pits once so far this evening. You're not gonna see any results with the voice acting for a while, but sticking with it is the best thing for you to be doing. Sticking with anything you have an interest in, even if it turns out you don't like it. Learning how to learn a skill is a skill in and of itself. And if you take the time to try to figure out how you learn something best, that's going to set you a lot farther forward when you figure out something else you want to keep doing. Bend your head a lot, and you overthink about yourself. You have a problem putting yourself down. Feel like people shouldn't care. Oh. Don't do that. I know what depression sounds like, and that's definitely it, because, as I've said... Uh-oh. Yeah, I've been there a lot, but... I don't know exactly the best way to respond to it. If I wanted to have a personalized and articulate response, I'd have to definitely sit down and come up with something. Mostly, I'd just reiterate the advice I've had so far. I found something that would obligate myself into learning a skill, which is me focusing so much on the streaming. Even on my off days, I've told myself to stick with it. And I've definitely gotten a lot better, both in mental health and in my ability. So as typical as it is to tell you to not be so hard on yourself, that's honestly the answer. Ha! You're not shooting me. Now, are any of these useful? Luminous drill, always useful. Wand experimenter, more hatred, teleportitis judge. All these suck. That one sucks a lot. You know, I hate to do it, but it looks like we'll have to re-roll on our first one. Low recoil. Attract gold. I think that might be our best idea so far. Blaze Warrior, I'll have you know that you're always welcome around in these streams, at least. And I don't really care how hard you are on yourself, because, I mean, there's a lot of people that won't tell you, but they feel the same way. Really? That's just my advice at the end of the day. Try to stick with something you love and want to learn. Now, I know it's a frequently occurring streamer issue where they try to have, where some people try to get streamers to be a personal therapist, and I'm not accusing you of doing that, but I will just throw that out there immediately that I'm not going to try to focus too hard on encouraging you constantly. I have given you my best advice to get started, and I would very much love to see you grow. But I can't focus too hard on responding to those sorts of things in my streams. Gold attracts to us now, so it should be a lot easier to not put ourselves in danger while we're trying to get gold. So I give you my apologies in advance, Blaze Warrior, but I can't have two interpersonal conversations in the future. I might end up just giving you a lot of the same redundant answers overall, because that's all I can afford to do. And we're already dying again. You know what? Our entire selection of wands so far has been horrible. Let's just try to see how quickly we can get to the next holy mountain, and if there's no good results there, who knows? We might end up just having to restart again. alcohol trail. A little usable. We'll just have to be very careful about lighting things on fire. Which is going to happen a lot. Hopefully, one of these wands has something good to offer. We'll take the teleportation just because... That does at least leave us a way to enable the next holy mountain for wand editing. But I do hope you find some source of confidence in the future. Always cast Dormant Crystal. Useless. But that wand does have some nice stats. That always casts is going to be a hindrance more than anything else. It's mostly just the same old story again. It's not going to be something you'll find very much progress on for a while, but just stick with whatever little skill you're interested in learning. Especially if it's something you can show off. That's one reason streaming has done so well. A lot of other people you'll find will be much more encouraging and welcoming of you than you will be to yourself. Everyone is their own harshest critic. And a lot of people will be proud of what you've done, even if you haven't. Even if you aren't. Alright, let's try this again. Ooh. And a letter spell so far. So soon. Circle of oil. Circle of water. Slime blood, oil blood, revenge tentacle. I think we'll go with oil blood just for the fire immunity. Now, if you excuse me, I'll have to look up real quick what Zeta does for us. Spell that copies another spell from another wand in your inventory. Not very useful to us at all. I think we might have to just skip that one. Skip all of these, even. None of these in particular are useful. Are you there, Broham? Are you watching? No, he's not. We are not having a good run, despite what you have expected of us. Now that we can't hurt ourselves with fire. As much as I want that Zeta, we can't use it. Mana drain 80 on a wand that only has 70 mana to spare. Sorry for being depressed in your stream, don't want to ruin the mood, so you'll just leave. You're always welcome to watch and talk, but I wouldn't say you ruin the mood, especially for having such a small scale and silent stream most of the time. It's definitely not ruining. I'm glad to see you around, and I'm very happy to have someone occur regularly, but I would recommend trying to talk about something more delightful. This would be one of the first challenges, to overcome as a streamer is how to handle this. I enjoy your presence, but it's generally considered rude etiquette to talk about depressing things on a stream. I don't know if you've seen, say... Oh, wait. That's the wrong bolt. And we're trapped. Alright, get this off me. But I just wanted to make that clear that it is considered rude streamer etiquette to... to discuss this sort of... to discuss depressing subject matter. And... I'm sorry to let that out, but... I really don't know how to handle the issue otherwise. I love seeing you show up. I love having our conversations, but I'm going to try to be as responsible of a streamer as I can give myself. And still, absolutely no good ones. Your presence inherently is not depressing. But if you can find something to talk about specifically, say, regarding your voice acting. I did like hearing about your interest in shonen anime and such. And all the shonen stuff that would come along with it. I understand it's hard to talk about a lot of subjects similar to that, but... I don't know how to have this conversation. I'll admit it. That is, if you're still there. I anticipate you might have left at this point. But you are always welcome around, Blaze Warrior. And we're already dying again. You know what? Just, beeline straight to the next environment. At the very least, we'll have better wands to find down there. Especially since we haven't been spending much gold on buying them since the ones we've found so far. Well, that, for one. Let's go for one more run, just because I'm hoping to have something decent to go off of tonight. An ambrosia potion in the first room. An excellent start. And I want to get that one, but it looks like that's going to be a difficult find. We'll just set everything we can on fire along the way. Since we have a straight shot over here, I think you know the usual routine. We need that tablet. The moneymaker. Keep up the great work on your streams. Well, thank you, Blaze Warrior. I do actually like hearing about the shonen stuff, or perhaps your stuff going on with fighting games. I understand it's difficult to find other subject matter, but that's just the usual streamer etiquette. But I promise you, I do absolutely welcome your presence. I look for any topic of conversation going on the stream. So far, a lot of Noita has been relatively quiet. A little bit of interaction from the audience, but it seems it's mostly just a watching spree. And then everyone collectively groaning once Xander dies. Now, let's go look for that wand. If you ever are willing to show off the fruits of your voice acting later, I'd very much love to hear them. We'll leave the bomb rain on because that is a lot more reactable than, say, directly spawning a sea of lava on top of us. Please be good. Ah. Well, not bad. Do a great job teaching people the fundamentals of fighting games. I really do need to sit down and work on a video. Probably should have done that last week. I was really gearing up for a lot of Type Lumina this past weekend, but turns out the net play wasn't working. It should be now, so I'm hoping for better results this week. If you look at the schedule, you'll see that we have a lot of stuff planned. It's because Broham's not in the middle of this. Broham does make for excellent conversation. It's unfortunate that depression, burnout, imposter syndrome are things that exist, but they do suck. That's another thing that's actually very relevant to the streaming thing. I've seen a lot of other VTubers making frequent Twitter posts, and it's reinforcing my absolute hatred of social media. A lot of posts I see people making about clout or drama just feels completely disingenuous. It's definitely holding back my ability to grow because I seldomly engage with my audience outside of the streams itself. Hoping to change that soon. But I guarantee you, Blaze Warrior, everyone, including your boy Xander, everyone feels some measure of imposter syndrome or burnout. Everyone has been there, and you're definitely not alone in feeling that. And some of us are at very different stages of coping with it. Myself, I've been doing a lot better since I started streaming. And I'm gonna say it as many times as possible. Try to find something you can work on yourself. I might try to have more art streams in the future. Who knows? Haha, you're not shocking me. I think you said you weren't specifically interested in art before, so I guess that's out of the question. Alright, that's it. Just give him the spells. Tablet is a little not helpful for us. If I do more art streams in the future, you are welcome to hang around and laugh at Xander not being able to draw. I welcome it. How much more is that? Double? Ooh, almost. We do have mostly a focus on fighting games this week. It's going to be nothing but fighting games going on afterwards. But should we dedicate a stream specifically to trying to do the sprites for a Rivals project. I've been trying to plan around Melty Blood and such, but Rivals of Aether definitely will be having more of a spotlight after this weekend. One of your friends told you if you ever feel depressed or down to talk to a family member or a friend. That's been most of my catharsis, is having someone to talk to. This is a much more public forum, so I would discourage it here, but any friends you can find on Discord or such, I do recommend having the conversation. Got up to say you're all awesome. Keep your chins up. Happiness doesn't come overnight, unfortunately. Appreciate the people around you because they do the same for you. No more sadness allowed. There you go. A very special decree from Broham himself. No more sadness allowed in the chat. You did give a nondescript answer when I asked it last time, Blaze Warrior, but I do invite you again, expecting a similar answer, unfortunately. Let me know if there's anything in particular at all that you want to see specifically on the streams here. I do fit in what I absolutely love, of course. But if there's any content you specifically want to see more, I'd anticipate Type Lumina, for example, given that you have expressed your interest in fighting games. I will definitely look forward to focusing on that. And, well, I did already mention, that's on the stream for later this week. How are we getting in there? We got plenty of fire. Wrong wand. That'll do it. If you have the way to afford it, getting a therapist definitely does very good work. Occasionally you might not find a good therapist, but there's more good ones out there than not. And that's my personal recommendation, is get someone more qualified than Xander, who only has a high school education in psychology. And that will be someone answering your questions a lot better than I could. Definitely gotta do a fighting game fundamental stream. I was thinking about a more formal tutorial, actually. A case of... Ooh, that's a nice wand. Egg. Nah. A more formally created tutorial that would be a pre-made video, not a stream. And the reason for that is... one of the other ways to grow as a streamer, or as any sort of content producer, is to make something that shows up on search engines. Streams themselves, well... I have a few viewers who come back and view the streams after they happen, but for the most part, someone's not going to sit down and watch a 3-hour VOD from someone who's as small as me. You would like a therapist just so you can talk to them about whatever. Seems cool. Definitely. I've had some in the past, and it definitely helped me to the point where, for a while, I didn't need them. Just stopped going after I started figuring things out. Circumstances will change. The environment around you will get better, or it could get worse. But one of the best things is definitely making sure you have someone to talk to. And I'm happy to converse about things that just aren't about depression itself. And I hope you understand. Best therapists are your friends, IMO. That depends. I'd like to personally disagree. I've had some very not good at therapy friends. Might not know it, but once you open up to them, you'd be surprised how receptive they can be if they are real friends. Been working wonders. Definitely, and it does depend on what specific friends you have. I'm not gonna get that over there. Up there should be a better bomb placement. Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to disagree. I've definitely had some friends that don't know how to do the therapy thing. A few, yes, but I've noticed in my experience it mostly comes down to just having people I enjoy fading out with. Really, it's just the comfortable experience of having a friend around to talk to, but they haven't given me particularly good new perspectives or anything of the sort. Some friends may want to help, but legitimately not know how. That's been my experience for a lot of the time. Different people have different ways of coping with sadness. And I definitely have a much different mindset compared to a lot of my friends. This is going to suck. No harm done. Guess you're lucky around people who really do. It is. It's really just a matter of luckily happening upon the right people. Excuse me for a second. Deep breath. My sinuses are just acting up today. Voice acting has definitely suffered for it. It feels like we've explored most of the area up here, so it might be a good time to move on. Hopefully find ourselves some better results down here. Light? Good. What's this? Teleporting cast. Casts a spell from the closest enemy. S-Factor Sam, welcome. Ooh, what do we have here? Extra health, one off. Not useful while we're here at the beginning. Bombs materialize. Bomb spells can be placed in the item space. Homing shots is definitely the most useful out of this. Yeah, I think light is actually one of the best modifiers to have. As weird of a spell combination as that is, I think that might be a good... Oh, wait a minute. You know what, just for a good laugh, let's give that one a go. Bomb can go there. That one doesn't work there. We'll have to deal with those fire spells later. S-Factor Sam, welcome. We're playing around with stream modifiers, which you might have a chance to participate if you were to head over to Twitch. Otherwise, sit back and relax. Darn, I was hoping we could have preserved that holy mountain. I've recently adopted a fixation for trying to get a luminous drill or teleport spell somewhere on the first few floors. Preferably the very first one. We skipped the health power-up. We still have a chance to go back and get it, don't we? Light, I think, might be one of the most valuable modifiers, given that it lets you scout the area ahead quite a bit better. like I try to put on as many long-range spells as I can possibly muster. Let's see if we have a way to get back up there. So close. Toss that down there. So close. One more go. Nope. We don't have a way to dig ourselves through there anyway without using the bombs, so we'll have to go back for that momentarily. Hopefully we find a very good wand soon. I'm tempted to just use preset seeds at this point. Using a tablet for height. Have you not tried that before, Bohem? Never thought of that. Ooh, well that is a very lovely wand there. Interesting set of spells on it. Roll a random event from the events list. Now that is what I like to see. Ha ha ha, wonderful. We have enough gold to just go straight into the next area, but I want to scout around for a wand to work real quick. Hopefully anything that's better than what we're currently equipped with. The good news is, we'll at least have a health pickup for when we go down. Oh boy. Slow down on the gold, don't want to run into Lewis. You don't really have the authority to stop that, do you? The homing spells actually extends the range of that spark. I think it might be best for us to just go ahead and move on. Doesn't look like we'll find any better results for a little bit. Besides, what's most important to us is some sort of a digging apparatus. If we can get back through all these mountains, then, well, we have a better opportunity to look for new wands. We'll need better effects to start with. More blood, no. ME radar, exploding gold. They all kind of suck. Gas fire, fungal disease, spontaneous generation. Again, they all suck. I kinda just want to start this one over. Yikes. The biggest of yikes. At least that's a good wand. That's a good way to deal some damage for now. Real bad luck, indeed. But we'll go along as we can. We can always find some sort of miracle popping up. You know, I'm even gonna come back for a reroll on that later. Heck with it. Yeah, we can still pick those. Well, we're finally back to the snowy depths again. And out of the gate, we're immediately being pestered by frosty boys. Without a wand to fight them back with. So, Brohem, where's that good luck you were talking about? Because I don't see any of it. Berserkian potion. No. Ow. I know those guys split apart into smaller ones. Fine. Wow. Really no way to contend with any of y'all. And even the ambrosia doesn't help. So, happened to find you on Twitter while looking for VTubers who play fighting games. Oh, right! I think I saw you show up earlier today. That's right, Dr. Sam. Welcome. Play BlazBlue Central Fiction. That's another good one. I actually haven't invested too much in that one myself. So many disastrous results so far. Dr. Sam, welcome. Glad to see you on the stream. I have been looking for other fighting VTubers lately, and I recently did join the VTuber FGC Discord, which I'm looking to... Okay, surprise already, even if it's Monday night. What I'm looking forward to is there is a release tournament for Nicktoons All-Star Brawl that should be happening this Saturday. And that's what I'm hoping to participate in. Which, assuming all goes well, that's going to be the Saturday stream. Note to self, pheromone does not douse flames. Great. But I'm definitely going to be doing Nicktoons Brawl, that's step 1. But I'm also looking forward to playing Melty Blood, and if you were looking to have any sort of friendlies, or possibly a collaboration stream, in time, I'm definitely open up to it. Check out that server too. I might post a link here momentarily. Give me a second. You know, I'll do that right now. Go ahead, fish that up. Let's see. Where is it? It's in the rules tab. I can't find the invite link. I'll root that up later and message you on Twitter about it. But that is step 1 to me trying to reach out more to the community. I did notice that there is a VFGC tag, which I only recently started using. Only recently started discovering it, for one. We gotta get in there. I miss my always cast explosive. That was a fun wand. Never joined a Discord, never been on Discord before. It's an excellent way to meet new people, I would recommend it. Only notable Discord server you're in is the Gartic Phone Discord. That's another game I'm definitely going to try to play sometime. I guarantee there will be a lot more collaborations once, well, I figure out actually how to get people to notice me. I have tried talking to a number of other VTubers, but I'm going to need to actually figure out where the heck people are aggregating for collaborations. because I've tried DMing a lot of other VTubers personally and haven't found much dice. Notice that as well. Been a fighting game player for the last 19 years, and spent several around the FGC proper. I have not had nearly as remarkable of a history. Unfortunately, I grew up out in the countryside, far away from any chances to attend any... heavy spread. Far away from any chances to attend sorts of fighting game tournaments or so I'm still relatively new to the FGC, despite how much I enjoy fighting games. Formerly competed in Smash 4 and Tekken 7 for a couple of years each. Best I've done were a few online tournaments for Xard, and that was about 4 years ago. My record has been shaky because I haven't had the internet or the travel time to actually get out to any good fighting game places. I did participate in one Smash 4 tournament and went 0-2. Pretty solidly. None of my friends play fighting games, so for the most part, I had to grow up labbing against the computer. Or solo. Quite an experience, I imagine, but with the new player experience in the netcode. Definitely doing a lot better with the netcode nowadays, but that Strive tournament actually didn't turn out so horribly. Not Strive. It was about... I think it was three online competitions in Xard. The first two, both times I went 2-2, and both times I had my first loss against the person who eventually won the tournament. First one was specifically an Xard newbie tournament, which apparently the May that destroyed me against the wall had 800 hours in the game, and signed up for a new player tournament for some reason. Next one, I think, was just a bit more rational, but that was a slower loss. I think it was a Potemkin that I lost to eventually. Can't remember my second losses after that. Smurfs always gatekeeping. Absolutely. I wasn't very happy about that experience. I thought, this is definitely not a new May player. I'm glued against the wall. Chaotic polymorphine we can get rid of. In fact, that May player was specifically called out by the tournament organizers after the end of it, citing specifically that it was supposed to be a new fighting game player tournament. The next one I actually participated in was in 2020, and only one other person showed up, and it was a mirror match. So, not much of a result there. What I am looking forward to is a lot more of the VTuber fighting game tournaments, especially with rollback netcode being a lot more common now. I've missed quite a few just because I didn't know where to look, but starting with Nicktoon Smash this weekend, I'm going to try to participate in as many fighting game tournaments as I can. Would you look at that? Screenshot recorded. I'm saving the scene. Oh, please give me something good. Angry Ghost, Peace with God, Teleportitis, Dodge. We can't afford that wand. Can't afford this one either. We'll have to come back. But it looks like we're off to a much better start this time. As someone who doesn't label yourself strictly a VTuber, just play and compete with whoever plays the same games as yourself, I would definitely look forward to seeing you around more, Sam. Especially any other VTuber that would fancy themselves as a professor or doctor. I think just to ensure our safety on the future parts of this run, I'm going to pick peace with gods for now. We'll come back for that lightning wand as soon as we can. You all know exactly how important that one is to me. But I will definitely be participating in the VTuber FGC a lot more often now that, well, for one, I know where to associate. Actually, what caught your attention? Saw on Twitter. Similarity was amusing. I think there's actually a couple of other FGC doctors. I think I've seen one or two. I might try to refer them in your direction. I don't know which of them are more active, though. I'm trying to keep up at least 3 streams a week. I don't think I've seen any other particularly active doctors, though. I look forward to a chance to compete or collaborate soon enough. Let me know. I build my schedules every Sunday. And funny enough, I have been trying to make friends with as many doctors or scientists that I've been able to find. I'm surprised there's dozens of us, actually. The VTuber community is a lot more dense than I originally anticipated. I would owe that mostly to Hololife's recent success. Idea came from when someone called you Dr. Sam due to your deep conversation with another knowledgeable FGC content creator on your podcast and his streams. I'm interested in trying to make some VTuber tutorials, or, well, fighting game tutorials to at least play up the professor bit. I have given valuable insight on my streams to a couple of my students here. Broham can vouch for it. He'd be Tito Lounge on Twitch right now. Well, glad that's over. But I'd like to give a more formal tutorial to try to help some of my viewers out. Ooh, what do we have here? I'll have to tune into that podcast sometime, although I'm usually too busy to pay too much attention to other streams. As it stands, I unfortunately don't watch VTubers myself. Looking to change that. Gotta make a better schedule first. So what is it that specifically made you interested in picking up VTubing itself? You mentioned the doctor part, but what about the VTubing? Take another drink. And back to business. Doesn't look like there's anything going on down there. Well, we might finally have a promising run for us. So far, a better start. I'm tempted to just use a preset seed just to try to make sure we actually have something good happen, but that takes the charm out of a roguelike, doesn't it? I cannot breathe today. I assure you, Xander does not normally sound nearly as nasally as now. If you do show up on Twitch, and if you are interested, make sure to try to vote on the goings-on to try to give us some more modifiers here. Make this run a bit more interesting. Screw me over if you'd like. come on. More water, less toxic. Oh, what's that? Slime, and then something odd and gray in the middle of there. What we're looking for now would be a teleport wand, hopefully. Or a black hole. Anything that can get us up there to purchase that lightning bolt wand. What I would like to see is some sort of a trigger spell. That way we might be able to make our lightning bolt wand a lot safer for us to use. And we're on fire again. Now those little buggers shouldn't be an issue for us. We're capable of firing a lot faster now. And keeping it up. Get a few tiny ghost friends. Supplementary spells. Ha ha ha! You can't scare me anymore. Good one. Better than the slime ball we have. I haven't noticed any changes to your voice, but you never seem to notice. For one, I'm having a lot of trouble breathing today, so I might, or at least I'm sounding, a bit more nasally to myself, which, well, I guess that fits with the branding. Usually I notice a lot better when I come back to view the VODs in the future. Voice is mostly consistent, but I would like to be on top of my game as much as possible. Over a few attempts to create content or stream over several years, you found that you're more comfortable without a webcam. People seem to like your voice, so you decided to have some sort of face to go with it. I agree with the sentiments. Well, I've had quite a number of compliments towards my voice acting so far, and under my paranoia, in case I ever do actually become famous, for one, I am definitely ambitious enough to try to become famous. I really would like to try to keep some sort of a personal life separate. I ran into a VTuber while playing Strive the other day who, apparently, was playing on their VTuber account even though they weren't actually streaming at the time. I don't do that. I keep all my streamer-related content strictly on the streams themselves. For the most part, I picked this up to try to develop a work ethic for myself, which so far has been doing absolutely well. None shall gaze upon your face. Oh, it shall remain a mystery for all. That's exactly my objective here, too. I'd like to try to keep a secret personal life, but I am wanting to show some of my work to the public. I have a number of other ambitions that I would like to get out there, but without a face. I don't care for the fame itself, just I want to get something done and something to show off. Now, let's see if we can get a jump there. And there we go. Actually not noticing that big of a difference. Well, I guess we're doing well for today then. Well, you keep your personal life off the internet. Don't play on separate accounts. Don't have time for 2 separate accounts on everything. Oh! Finally ran out of mana for that one. I'm just trying to keep things branded properly. For one, I didn't exactly know if I was going to enjoy this, which I've recently noticed that I've actually enjoyed the streaming quite a lot more than I expected to. I did separate the accounts just in case at first, in case, well, I didn't have any sort of success. But things are going along quite swimmingly so far. Now I just gotta advertise myself. Xander for sale, up for grabs. Where's that lightning bolt one? Oh wait, hold on. Homebringer teleport bolt. We do not want that. That's not of use to us at all. That one's a lot more expendable. And that is a wand I'd like to see. Still allow your face to be shown when you've done FG commentary. That's why you consider yourself sort of a hybrid content creator. I know there's quite a few VTubers out there doing that. Well, for one, I'm shy, but I'd like to try to keep the VTubing stuff on its own. Mostly how I'm handling things so far. Such as famous ones like Kason. I'm afraid I actually don't know that voice off the top of my head, but I do need to participate more in the community. Wonder what holes I can carve with this. Oh, wow. That takes forever to regen. We'll have to move those lightning bolts off onto a different one soon. Formerly one of the famous Hololive JP VTubers before retiring from the persona. Well then. I'll have to look her up. I might be familiar in that case. I might not just know the alternate name then, because I did pay attention to Hololive a lot formerly, but not anymore. Couple of my favorites retired, so, well, both from Hololive and outside of Hololive. I found that to be quite a hamper onto my mood, so since then I haven't really paid much attention to other VTubers. Now she does her own thing as both a VTuber and a webcam streamer. While it's nice to know that some people are having their own ambitions that they can comfortably stick with, that's another reason why I tried to keep a lot more of a DIY or independent aesthetic here. Just so I get to do whatever. Didn't want to be part of any VTuber groups or have much obligations to other people. Mostly it was about trying to get my own work ethic, really, as I've said. Although nowadays I'm just spending all of my time doing streaming rather than getting the other content produced outside of it. If you do play BlazBlue, suggest do not play Noita. Who was it? Who was the one person I did play? I forgot his name. Kagura! That was the only person I did play in BlazBlue for any decent amount of time. And, well, we've automatically gotten ourselves stunned and stuck in one of those other issues. You know what, that's 3 hours. I think that's enough of that nonsense. I'll start a new game, but we'll not stick with it. How unfortunate. You do find yourself wondering how much you would count as eligible in VTuber-only things. I don't think people are going to crack down on that too hard. Yet, despite the recent drama about gatekeeping what is and what isn't qualified as a VTuber, oh my god, do not get me started. I walked onto Twitter and it was, what, a Sunday afternoon, and everyone chose violence that day. You don't see anyone disqualifying her from being a legitimate VTuber. I say the only real requirement for being a VTuber is having some sort of avatar, really. Even if you're not sticking to much of a character separate from your own self, doesn't seem like much of a difference. Naota Korgane is a very difficult character to learn. There's a lot of difficult characters in BlazBlue. Overall, it's very similar to Guilty Gear, of course. I don't know if I'll ever actually go back and lab BlazBlue. Maybe there will be a stream for that sometime. Would be more of a PNG tuber, really. I think that'd be just fine, personally. A lot of people just aren't interested in having an animated character, and really, I'd just say the only reason to call yourself a VTuber is have some sort of content that you're producing under a character. Usually some quirky anime character. I'm not necessarily here to debate those qualities, though. I'm just too lax to gatekeep in that regard. On another note, I have experience and interest in 3D fighters such as Tekken, SoulCal, Dead or Alive, or Virtua Fighter. I've played a little bit of Tekken, but haven't had anyone dedicated enough to playing it for me to fight against. When Soul Calibur 6 came out, though, I had quite a bit of a focus on that, went online quite a bit with it. I play Yoshimitsu in both games, but I didn't learn how to play him in Tekken. Mostly my lack of experience with fighting games would be for I just don't have enough people to fight. That's what directed me to start the whole VTubing thing. Those are what you call home, especially the entries between 2002 and 2012. I'm not boomer enough, unfortunately. Very small FGC sprout here. James, a PNG tuber, would be a VTuber who doesn't have any sort of animated rigging on their character. Someone who does it without live 2D, such as if I were to close my webcam right now, well, my character wouldn't be animated at all. There's your uncanny valley for the day. PNG tubers being someone who have a character PNG drawn, but don't have any rigging applied to it, and in some cases, don't do anything more on it. Feel like being a VTuber is the way to put yourself out there like a character that fits your personality. Exactly why I picked Mr. Xander Turing here. I'm not too strictly concerned yet on trying to act like I am the character, not someone else pretending to be a character. That's why I commissioned 6 expression or post PNGs. Probably a lot cheaper than, well, an exuberant amount of money that I spent on this character rigging. Useful in streaming and YouTube content, having a couple of buttons to switch emotions on the fly, definitely. I don't know. Things might change, and there might be rebranding if I ever actually do start getting bigger. Once I have a more reliably sized audience and enough content under my belt, I might actually do a formal debut, which would come with the whole introduction and song and dance to go with it. Who knows? Just act like yourself with an avatar based on yourself. Yeah, I mean, Xander's not too different from the guy behind the mask. So, mostly it's a case of keeping up the voice acting as I exactly mentioned. I'd like to keep it separate from real life stuff, as much as possible. Ah, finally we have a just chatting stream at the end of Noita here. I'm not gonna focus too much more on playing that. We've had way too many improper runs so far. Mobile mistype. That happens. I think it's a good time to start winding down after about 3 hours. Tomorrow is Nicktoon's Brawl, which is also going to be the subject for a tournament arc on Saturday. Hope to see a couple of you there. Other than that, it's going to be mostly a quiet week until, possibly, I might try to be doing more Melty on Thursday and Friday, but for the sake of responsibility, I might just keep Wednesday and Thursday off for the streams. As much as I do want to stream more, I need to start doing more socializing and content producing elsewhere. And views of a cat. Well, that might happen. Cat reveal happens at 10k subs, but we're a long way from that happening, unless I get lucky. There's my motivation to start doing something big on here at least, rather than just the streaming it is. Need to start streaming more. Played Monster Hunter Rise and Mario Kart with a streamer you know. Sadly, she's gone on infinite hiatus. This is definitely a very stressful thing to pick up. I've had a lot less free time lately, but silver lining to everything. I've been playing a lot fewer gacha games in response, and I'd consider that a much healthier change. See you later. Blaze Warrior, thank you for showing up. And please, do come around for more streams soon. I do love having people show up. I haven't had any free time lately. Definitely feels like that for me too. Sick fam. Oh. Well, I'm sorry to hear that. My best wishes for your sick family. Get well soon for them. I'm, well, trying to look for a new job and get stuff moved into a new place, so I've also been busy otherwise. Alright. There is quite a bit of delay between YouTube ending streams and OBS here, so I might go ahead and keep talking, but whenever the chat dies down, I'll go ahead and cut it off there. Twitch has a much lower delay, though, instead. While that happens, I might try to find that link for you, Sam. Da 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 da. Ah, there's the link. I will post that in the chat right there. There is a Discord link if you'd like to try to join the what seems to be the main VFGC. Learned how to stream with low latency to YouTube, though you don't multi-stream. I've picked it up because I'm trying to figure out if I like Twitch or YouTube more, and as it stands, the only real reason I have going for Twitch so far is just because it has more integration with Noita and Dead Cells. YouTube I've had a lot more success with, and I'll be honest, I like YouTube's culture a lot more. I might start trying to do low latency streams a lot more, given that it is an option. I haven't picked it up because it seems we might get a lot better stream quality having the larger delay, but who knows. We'll test with a few streams in the future. I did try with a low delay a month ago, it seemed, and that caused a lot of stuttering and frame drops. So far tonight, though, we've only had 0.1% dropped frames, so we've been doing a lot better this time. You prefer YouTube and don't feel like supporting Twitch with ads they'd run on your stream time. I definitely agree. Twitch has gotten me a few views, but why did I pick it up anyway? I think it was for Noita. Or no, I think it was for Psychonauts. Mostly it was trying to fish where I'd get more viewers, but even then, I've gotten a couple of regulars through YouTube, and none from Twitch itself. So, who knows. In the future, I might just drop Twitch altogether. Sadly, new streamer discoverability is tougher on Twitch. It certainly seems like that. Although I have had one raid from another person streaming Noita at the same time I was. That did a lot of good. Although it only got me, what, maybe 2 followers at the time. VFGC. And there's a lot more people I have to talk to, so might just have to do a lot more of the networking in our off time here. Which is interesting, considering one would think that YouTube lacks discoverability for streams. I'm actually very, very surprised in how far my YouTube content has reached. I'm getting a lot more impressions and recommendations than I ever would have expected. And I'm even getting a few subscribers on days that I'm not streaming. Happens occasionally. I think maybe someone discovers it through a recent search, or in this case, my posting to Reddit at least to promote the Guilty Gear streams. Overall, I have my better hopes for YouTube. One of the other reasons I've been focusing on YouTube is my plans to produce other content than streaming in the future. Whenever I get to it. Whenever I have the time between streams. Alright. I think there is a good time that I might try to wind down. I'll be around on Twitter if you'd like to continue conversing, Sam, but I do have other work and stuff I'm needing to get to, so we'll go ahead and dial it back. I don't have an intro or end card, so in that case, I'll just squeeze myself off screen real quick. Let that relax for a little bit, and once the stream catches up on YouTube, I'll go ahead and cut it off. But, oh wait, I haven't even done the formalities yet. You did not see the bottom half of me cutting off. No, sir, not whatsoever. We all, as I've said, we all know that tomorrow is going to be Nicktoon Smash, so I hope to see any of you there. But this is the formal class is dismissed for now. Thank you all for your attendance. Dr. Sam, thank you for showing up. Same with Broham, same with Blaze War, even though I don't think you're here anymore. James, as always. Kayla. Sorry about focusing so much on the fighting game content at this point, but it's what works best for me. And a 1, and a 2, and a 3.